morning, Options Trade King. How's everybody doing today? Iceman here. I want to show you guys something with my charts real quick. I was just messaging Legend in the Futures Talk chat. Guys, notice second channel down now in the Discord is called Choose Experience Level. There's some new features there if you want to add your experience level. And then on the right side of the Discord where it shows people online, it will categorize you. Okay, let other users know where you stand. And it helps you to who to talk to, who to look up to. Advanced Trader is one that you have to request to get, just so you know. Experienced, Intermediate, and Beginner are available for anybody to choose your experience levels. Okay. So here real quick, just looking at futures. I was just in the futures room talking to Legend. 39, there was some support over here at, you can see there's a support line right here. So the question was this support going to hold? And it even held this support up here, which really is the same supply or same demand, right? The same one. But anyway, so what's this going to hold? Told him I thought it was. Why? If you go to the 15-minute chart, why would this hold? Well, our indicators are all at the bottom. Now this wasn't quite ready yet, right? So how would you know it was a good to buy? Well, I went down to the 5-minute because I told him in the chat I thought it would hold at least for a bounce. Okay. And if you go to the 5-minute, you see all of our indicators are really down, and we got a crossover right here. Okay. So now you're watching this one just to make sure that this was starting to turn, and it was. You could have waited a little bit longer because you did get that same opportunity to rebuy it right here at on that same. So here you saw get a crossover. Here you saw it was confirming. This chart showed you a buy, right? You had all the indicators to show you that this was going to hold for at least a small bounce. And now it's a 5-minute chart, so we're not going to get like a real large bounce. And here we are getting denied again. But we got a bounce. Okay. Now we look and we're getting denied off the 0 line. See? But you could have played this. We knew this was going to act as resistance, right? That's where I normally would start taking profits, especially on a 5-minute scalp. I mean, a 5-minute scalp, that's pretty good. You could have gotten, say 39.44, and you could have gotten up easily to 39.48. It got a high of 39.49.75, so could have got a nice little scalp there. Now it's showing us it wants lower, and now we're getting down to that 39.42.50. So now we'll see what happens. Okay. Now our indicators aren't as clear. This MACD is showing weakness. This one was showing you weakness, and this told you a sell signal also. So just something to look at, guys. Different ways to read charts. Okay. I use all my indicators though when I take trades. Well, not all of them. I take them all when I look at all these when I'm looking at supports, right? If I'm gonna take a swing, I look at this green, this red line. I'll look at my MACD is very important where that's at. But that's what I watch for. Okay. So futures on the 15-minute chart. See how that's looking. So we're still in a downtrend right now. Okay. We had a sell signal back here that was going to go lower on this DMI chart, or on this MACD chart. Showed it was getting rejected off the 0 line, so that would have been a good indicator. And this one is heading down. So I mean, no reason to think that this was going to. Now on the 15-minute chart, no reason to think that these are going to hold yet because nothing indicates that it's going to hold. Okay, on the 5-minute chart, we caught this bounce. Kind of cool, huh? For you guys that watch this stuff. So, I mean, you could have done it, but you could have done a quick scalp here on a 5-minute chart. That would be good money, especially on a weekly option trade. You know, um, quick in and out, 15, 20 minutes, and you make some profit. But that's where it's important to look at different time frames, guys, because so like a 5-minute chart, like I said, that was a really quick play. On a 15-minute chart, okay, wouldn't have been much room to play that because you can't clearly see that same pattern, right? Now, on a 15-minute, that's why we look at different chart levels for different time frames. All right, now it looks like we might be starting to turn here. Want to watch this, make sure that this starts to confirm. But now I told you guys there was some support down here, 39.42, which we've almost gotten to. Now we're looking like it's possible that might hold for a bigger picture. But I'd wait for a little bit more confirmation. I'd want to make sure that this starts to turn. I'd like to see that. Doesn't have to cross, but I'd like to see it flip and turn. Okay. All right. So the SPY. What's going to happen today? Right. Well, our daily breakout study is going to open up right here. I think what will happen is I think we'll get. I don't know if it'll rip up right away, but I think we're going to catch support off this 9 EMA and then continue up. That would be my impressions at the moment. Okay. We're still trading above the zero line, and we have been for a few days now. We got back above the zero line, which shows an uptrend. Got a buy signal right here, and now we're moving up still, right? It's pretty fluctuating. It's consolidating, which that just means that it could pull back a little bit or trade sideways. But like I said, I think we'll get a 9 EMA bounce. But then we see. Anything you guys want to look at specifically? I wanted to show you guys Tesla real quick. I love this MACD stuff. The more and more I look at it, right? Especially go to bigger charts, like go to the 1 hour. Okay. Looking at Tesla on the 1 hour chart, we should have shorted Tesla back here, back in the middle of March on a long-term downtrend. Now, and you would have gotten a bounce right away, and you might have panicked because some of you guys do that, right? But man, we could have caught this entire drop. If you had bought that somewhere in here between 644 and 688, could have caught that down to 600, 6 down to the 600 levels. Would have been some good profit there. Go to the 2 hour chart. Yeah, you can see it dropped. It was dropping down hard right here. And with how far that gap is, shows you that it was a pretty strong drop. Same thing, that was a pretty big gain right here. And you could have gotten some gains there, I suppose. No, not much actually. So yeah, it wouldn't have worked on that side. A little bit harder to read on the 4 hour. I like this more for that. Does still show you long-term trends though, right? I mean, here it is trading below, right? We traded above for a long time, and then we did a cross right here, and we've just been trading below, and this thing has been dropping. Now this shows you the longer term trend. That would be more for like a elite play. I wouldn't take anything. I wouldn't take any necessarily like quick plays or weeklies off of that chart. Then you go down to the 15-minute chart. And we can see that we had a cross down right here. Right? Since that cross down, we have been on a nice steady drop. That's been a drop since 671 down to 600 over the last 5 days. Not bad. Anything you guys, DraftKings and Target and Roku, please. Disney, MGM, perfect. Thank you guys. Disney. Okay, I took a call on Disney yesterday for this week. I'm gonna make a decision today on what to do there. I took it because we were heading for this. We were getting wedged right here, right, which is indicative of a breakout. Bulls keep kicking in higher and higher. Okay. Back here on this MACD chart, we crossed the zero line and we're up above, right? And then this line, this one, started to cross the MACD zero line. So if that happens, that would be indicative of, so we were in a small downtrend here, consolidated, and this would be indicative of a breakout. That's what we're watching for. If that doesn't happen today, though, I'll probably get out of that play just because it expires here in a few days. I don't want to go zero. Trying to protect everybody's accounts here on my plays. I will announce trims and exits and stop losses. I'll move up stop losses, right? I'm gonna be very monotonous about my my plays and how I play them. But I'll be mostly doing scalps. So I apologize to you guys that have PDT, and I kind of try to announce when it's going to be a scalp versus a small swing. MGM. So we're waiting on Disney, okay? Waiting on Disney to see if it's a breakout. MGM. Kind of looking at the same thing, right? We were in a downtrend. We've been in a downtrend since March 18th. It has been down. It's been below the zero line. Okay. Try to get above here, but it's consolidating now. To me, we're getting higher highs or higher lows. Right? This looks like this could be getting ready for a breakout. But then we see. All right. So MGM, just another one of those ones. We got to watch it for a little bit longer, but see what happens here. See if we can get above the zero line. And what's that, guys? So, great. What? Yes. Sorry about that, guys. My son stopped down here. All right, so we'll watch MGM and Disney. Target. All right, so you can see we've been in an uptrend since back here. We had some consolidation along the zero line, but we're still in an up pattern. And now we're up here, and it looks like it's just consolidating along the zero line again. Right? As long as that doesn't down cross, we should be good. Even if it does down cross, it could just be a pullback to the 9 EMA. We are a little bit above the 9 EMA right now. I'd expect a little bit more consolidation, just like here. But yeah, just keep watching this stock. My breakout study will open up right about here today, which is going to be right above the stock price. That could start it off by shoving it down a little bit, just so you guys are aware. I wouldn't panic, but it could cause us to go down and catch support. Here's a support line right here. If it doesn't hold 196.32, it'll go down to 192.94 or 193-ish, right? So support here and support here in the short term. Okay. And then it's going to open right below a resistance, which is going to be about right there. All right. That's Target. Roku. All right, Roku is still in a downtrend. It has been for quite a while. We passed the zero line back on March 23rd. No, yeah, March 23rd-ish. Okay. Once again, guys, I love this. We could have really caught some of these plays, some of these puts week ago at least. Now we're coming up here, and now we're waiting for a zero line cross up, or a denial off of this. Okay. Now we did up cross on this near zero lag MACD chart, which doesn't mean anything yet. Okay, but does show you that this could be getting ready to move across. You do see the blue line is turning here a little bit though, so it might be getting denied. We'll just have to see how it kind of opens today. In the short term, it's showing a sell, but you can see how often it gives a buy and sell. Just like I said, this bottom chart just kind of gives you hints that something might be coming. The higher up it is, or the more bottom or lower it is, the bigger the move, or the, you know what I would say, because this is just showing you. So this is like consolidation. It's going along the zero line, but if red dot's way up high, or the blue dot or the green dot's way down low, that's indicative of a bigger price change on the zero leg. But so we just watched this morning. Okay, will this cross the zero line? I don't know. We got the 200 EMA down here. We have a support line right here, obviously somewhere. Yep. So you can see right across here, right? I mean, it hit resistance before on this overbought, came back down, ripped up. But there is a support line right here. There's also a support line right about where it's at now. Okay. You can see that the price got stuck right here also, before breaking up through and then come back down. Okay. So there's support down here and resistance where it's at. So it hit a support, it's back up at a resistance. If it can break through that, it'll become a support. If it can't, which as you can see, and same thing, guys, you can see it's at a resistance because it's at the zero line, right? Just need to see what happens next. Crocs, yeah, I forgot to pull it up last night. Or did I? Maybe I did, I don't remember. Crocs, I think there's a June leap for this. Okay. This really hasn't been, I mean, so here it had a down cross. You can see it pulled down, tried to get positive, down cross, tried to get positive. It just can't seem to hold, but it is turning already. Let's look at a bigger view of this. Let's go like the 2 hour. Okay, on the 2 hour, actually, let's go to 4 hour just because that's a June call. It's got a ways. So this has been an uptrend, and it keeps getting bounced off the zero line on the bigger chart, right? And here we are kind of consolidating again, waiting for a big move. We are technically below the zero line at the moment. We got a gap up pre-market though. There's a buy signal down here, and it's down at the bottom of the chart, so that could be good. Yeah, I don't have any clear moves. I mean, I don't see anything that, like I said, this has been in a nice uptrend overall, right? I mean, this has been trading since April of 2020. This has really been in an uptrend. Okay, and you can see only now is it during these uncertain times is it fluctuating. So I just keep an eye on it. Go back to the 1 hour. What we would like to see in the short term, right, is for this to start recovering some EMAs. So we got a resistance here at 75.76. It gapped up above that in pre-market. So we just like to see this hold this line, right? Hold this 75.70 or 75.80, whatever, right? When it pulls back here, get a bounce and then power through and go, and that would actually get us our zero line crossover also. Okay, so we see Crocs doesn't look terrible though. Dish. All right, Dish. Let's see, it was trading above the zero line for a long time. It had some. It got kind of stuck. Then it failed. It's been on a downtrend. So we'd like to see this get above the zero line. I don't know when your Dish leap expires. On the daily, though, it's crossed the zero. It's been above the zero line really for the most part since November. I mean, here it had I guess from December 24th to February 22nd, it was below the zero line, but we're back above the zero line technically. Okay, which on a longer term shows it's still in an uptrend. All right, so what's going to happen here on the short term? I mean, this actually doesn't look bad, guys. Dish. I mean, we're at the 9 and 20 EMA. That's not terrible. I mean, a lot of those other stocks we're looking at are pulled back to the 50 or 100 EMA. Okay, so Dish doesn't look that terrible right now. What I'd like to see is get above the zero line again and to recover this 20 EMA of 35.75. Okay. Otherwise, it's got support down here at $35, anywhere from 35.25 down to 35. That range. You can see there's a nice cushion there of support. Okay, support here, support here, support here. Yep, same support. So, did I do DKNG already? I don't remember. DraftKings, on the 15-minute chart has been downtrending here since March 23rd, which you can see that just last week. And it's still down below that. Pre-market, it's up. So we're on a support line right here. You can go back and you can see it. So will that support hold? Let's look at our indicators. Oh, we got slow stow 20s low, RSI is low, momentum indicators low. We haven't got a crossover. This looks like we'd want to wait for MACD confirmation, but it looks like this support could hold, and that's why it's bouncing. Okay. Or what'll happen is people will take this bounce gains, which isn't very much, so I doubt that'll happen. It's less than $1, and then it could push down lower. But I wait for MACD crossover. It looks like this is going to hold. This could possibly hold right here. I don't know what your play is on DraftKings, but IQ. All right. In the short term, so this is sitting on a support right here, right? Pretty big support. That's from back in December, pullback. Okay. So now we just need to think about whether that's going to hold or not. So if we look back here, was this going to hold? Our RSI, our slow stow, our momentum, our DMI were all low, right? Now this was still heading down. We got a buy signal right here. Okay, got a buy signal right there. Then we got a MACD cross on this chart, and then a MACD cross on this chart, and it came back up, right? And now we are consolidating, but it looks like it could be honestly moving for a break lower. It looks like we might get denied off of this zero line. We just have to keep watching this, but this is tapering off, right? And you can see too that it's in a downward wedge. It bounced back up here, but the bears keep kicking in sooner every time. So it looks like this could be moving to break lower again. SNDL. Guys, SNDL is hard to look at just because it's a pump and dump stock. Lots of volume on this. But we can look at it. Okay, I mean, here it still works. You can see it. We had let's look at the action here. You can see every time it dipped down below the zero line, it fell for a day on the 15-minute chart. Here it was crossing back up, went up, and turned, and then it went down, and then it's just stayed down. It stayed underneath it. Okay. Now it is flattening out, which could be indicative that it's going to make a move. It's sitting on against the 200 EMA, but guys, it's a dollar stock. I mean, anything could change these. This just shows you what the chart's doing. This probably needs a message from WSB or somebody to get it rolling. Okay. WFC, Wells Fargo. All right. Here's another fun thing, guys. I love this. Okay. So here we're at a downward channel. I just started looking at this last night. I'm really, just like I said, this zero line, I'm still learning about it. I'm still watching it. But man, this is a really cool thing. So here, we had a zero line cross up, right? And it worked. I mean, it correlated perfectly with, here's a downward channel. We had a breakout right here, which was right at the zero line. I love it. There's even been a few stocks that have been in like downward channels I've been watching, and you'll see the zero crossover like right here, which would show you that it's about to break out. You could play the breakout before it even happened. Anyway, I just love this stuff. So we got close to the zero line and we down crossed yesterday. Okay, and now we got to see what happens. In the short term, it's sitting right at the 20 EMA. Is that going to hold as a resistance? I don't know yet. A couple of my indicators show that it's overbought. RSI is still neutral. MACD the MACD is coming up, but you can see how it says tapering right here. That would be an early indication, and we got a cross down on this one. That'd be an early indication that this is not going to hold. I mean, this is going to hold as a resistance, not a support. So, and you got a sell signal down here, cross over here. Looks like what could be a start of a cross here, right? It looks like banks could be heading lower. You could wait till this morning to confirm that, but it looks like this could continue in a downtrend. And banks are hurting. I said that the other day. Alpha was Farnex. Is that what you? That's not right. You have to give me a ticker. APHA. Sorry, I have spelled that wrong. APHA. Okay, so this keeps getting support off the 50 EMA. It has been in a downtrend since March 18th, really probably longer than that, since March 16th. You can see it came up a little bit, but it's still been denied. There's support down here. In the short term, is this support going to hold? These three indicators would suggest it's possible to hold, but you still need confirmation from these, and these are still moving down. So if the MACD disagrees with any of these, I would not take a play to anticipate hold of a support or of a resistance. Okay. I don't know what your play is on this, but it looks like it's in a pretty strong downtrend here, and it looks like it might want to fail the 50 EMA. But it also looks like this is a momentum stock. Look at all this volume right here and how the volume's tapering off. So this could change at any time with whatever set this off back here. Could set it off again anytime. Still stumped on how we saw no market recovery at stimulus ripped off. Okay, so just be aware. You know what, and consider this, guys. So think about this real quick. This is a perfect thing to talk about. So stimulus money. Okay, well, we just had a hedge fund fail. We had an SPX roll. So we've had billions and billions of sell-offs, and the market is still up. So has the stimulus really failed? I'm not sure it has. I mean, honestly, it might be the only thing holding us up. And then there's still millions and millions and millions of dollars still hitting people's accounts and business accounts. Excuse me. So there's still a lot of money coming. But this should tell you guys something, okay? If we don't get a recovery soon, what do you guys think will happen? Um, I mean, it's like we're sitting here. I mean, just like on a when we're sitting here during a day, right? We're just looking at the market for the day, and things are kind of green, but man, they just won't go. And you're like, come on, go! You're so close. You're so close. And then all of a sudden, it just turns into a massive red day because buyers give up, right? On a longer term trend here, if the market can't get going, so I feel like it's been, and I've said this for over a week now, I feel like the rebound got damaged. Okay. If the market can't get going, what do you think will happen? We're going to see a massive reversal, in my opinion. But I think we got some time yet. We just need, I mean, all these sell-offs, these billions in sell-offs on this hedge fund failing should be done by next week, by Monday. So the market can hold up a little bit and rip by next week. I think there's still time, but otherwise, buyers are going to start giving up. Bulls are going to start giving up, and that's okay because if the market reverses, we are going to make so much goddamn money. It's going to be amazing. SQ. Okay, you can see that this has been consolidating. This is a really long trend for since back in February, right into February. So about a month long, over a month long trend here. I've been watching, um, and we're sitting here bouncing on this bottom trend line, which is not probably the best thing. Um, we really passed a strong downtrend back here, back on March 16th, and it's been in a downtrend ever since. Will this support hold? I've got nothing in the short term that tells me it's going to hold or not. Okay. This has been getting denied off the zero line a lot. Now the good thing is here is that bulls kicked in faster and turned it, which could be indicative that they're going to try and take it bullish again. But we see and then we see. Okay, in a shorter time frame, right? Oops. We are in a downward channel here. Okay, and you can see how these channels are interacting with each other, right? So we're in downward channel, and then we hit this one, and now it's getting pinched. So I would expect this to make a move soon, but I don't know which way it's going to go yet. If it continues this trend, it's going to continue downward. It's going to get denied off the zero and continue downward, but we'll just have to watch this. Key prices here in the short term is we don't want a new low, okay? We don't want to go below 202.75. Or you could just say 202 would be 202. If it goes below 202, we're in real trouble, I think. And ideally what we'd like to get is, a break out of this channel, the sideways channel right here. We'd like to see a break above this line. So anything above like 208 if it can get up to 209 to 210 today, that'd be great. That's what we're watching for. So that's what we're looking for Square. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anything you guys want to see? I'm happy to go over stuff. If you haven't watched my video, please do. It's in the educational channel. I also, in the top of the educational channel is also my chart setup. You guys can get these, but to know how to use these indicators, you really need to watch my video. Like this one doesn't mean shit most of the time. It just gives you warnings. This one gives you early notices. So this one gives you an early notice on this chart. This one gives you an early notice on this chart. These four and then this fifth one are really important for looking at if a support is going to hold or a resistance is going to hold, or if it's going to power through. Okay. If I'm looking at for a swing, I don't really pay attention to these top three so much because he's showing me intraday action. If I'm looking for a swing, that's something longer term. I look for this one. I'll look for a buy, the B. So if I get like a buy, so here was a cross up, right? And we got a buy signal. And right after that, started getting some green uptrends. Okay. That would have been a good swing indicator. Go out to the 30-minute chart. Back here even it up crossed on this chart. So here it up crossed. Here I went green. I could have taken a swing back there also, right? This turned green, and then this was heading for a zero up cross, and then I got a buy here. Things are just kind of lining up, right? Indicator, showing you that this is a good swing trade, and it would have been. If you would have bought in here, you could have bought, somewhere between 215 and say 226, okay? And you could have rode this up for a few days up into the 220. You could have rode this up easily $20. That would have been a nice swing over a week, right? And then we hit a resistance right here. You can see resistance. There's a supply line area right here, right? We hit that. Indicators were all high. We got a crossover. We had a sell signal. Everything showed you that this wouldn't hold on at least on a pivot point. Now you could have held and rode this down. Then when it got across the zero line, you could have gotten out somewhere down here, and you still would have rode the stock up $20. It's up to you guys how you play these. Okay, I'm just telling you guys. My charts are awesome. All right, guys, if you have any questions, I'll be available in the room. Like I said, I will be posting plays today. I'm going to try and clean up my my posts. I was looking through it today. I was even getting lost, and I was trying to search for my posts. I just try and post so many exits for you guys and stop losses and stuff like that. But I need to keep it more organized for you also. So I'm going to work on that today. I might do edits and then do an @ here or something like that to grab your attention instead of posting an entire new post. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I'll get it figured out. Okay, guys. We'll see you in the room. DM me if you have questions. Good luck, everybody.